on Facebook and YouTube. Of course, Spielberg Jr., the cameraman, here as well. And Squeeze, a lot going on in the news over the weekend.
A lot going on in the news. What the hell happened in the news this weekend?
Putin threw out 750 people.
On September 1, you all got to get out. Does that mean we can't go to Russia anymore?
We can still go, but they'll probably give you a very hard time. John McCain came out of cancer treatment to vote against the repeal of Obamacare. He was the deciding vote, and apparently he did not forget Mr. Trump's comments from a year ago when he said, "I like my heroes not to be captured. Why is John McCain a hero?" And now all of a sudden, ironically, 1 year later, it comes down to John McCain's vote, who comes out of a hospital bed. And I think I've not read anything that says that's why he voted against it, but my hunch is it's damn top, one of the top damn reasons why he did.
When you throw stones in glass
houses. Right. So that's what's also going on the weekend. I threw my back out working out over the weekend.
Sure you were
That made the news as well, at least the news of my family.
Sure you were working out.
Nobody else seemed to pick it up. We put it on.
Sure you were working
out. What was it? The Pro Wire, whatever thing it is.
TMZ.
Yeah, we put it on TMZ. They didn't pick up the story about my bad back.
Sure you were working out.
I don't know why. I was watching all weekend.
We believe you were working out.
And then Kimberly gave me some stuff here to go through on immigration here. A beloved Los Angeles pastor was detained by ICE and faces deportation. Did you hear about this one, Squeeze?
Yeah, I heard about it after I got the email.
Yeah. Congregants and religious leaders are holding protests for this beloved pastor of an I can't even pronounce the word, evangelical church in Los Angeles, after he was detained by immigration authorities for evading deportation. The pastor, Caris, is a 42-year-old pastor being held at ICE detention center and faces deportation after a routine check-in with an immigration officer earlier this week. Now, that's what it says in the newspaper. This is where newspapers get things wrong. There is no such thing, Squeeze, as a routine check-in with immigration. There is absolutely nothing. Pastor Caris, that's his name, C-A-R-I-A-S. I wish he was listening to this show, because if he was listening to this show, Squeeze, he would have known there is nothing routine about going to the immigration office. Now, why was he going? He was originally from Guatemala and was deported for the first time in 1993 after he entered without inspection. And then he returned to the United States and ignored a second deportation order 2 years later. So he was ordered deported, then sent back home, then tried to run across the border a second time, got caught, was ordered deported a second time, and then chose to live here for 20 years. Now, immigration says, come for these routine. There was nothing routine about that. They were trying to deport him. They make it out like it's routine. Come to this routine. Guy has an order of deportation. There's nothing routine about going to immigration with an order of deportation. So although he was a beloved LA pastor, I would have to say that he was not a very, very smart pastor, because he lived here without status illegally for 20 plus years. There are so many people out there like this LA pastor who is going to immigration, and they think that these interviews, or they're going to meet somebody, or doing something with immigration, it's routine. It is not routine. And here's a perfect example of this beloved man. Now the church is up protesting, don't deport our pastor. He's helped us so many times. I just wish he had an immigration lawyer first, because an immigration lawyer could have either tried to reopen his deportation case, or if it was an order of exclusion, which it is more likely to be, and we're talking about old immigration laws from prior to 1996, if it was an order of exclusion, perhaps he has a U.S. citizen wife, perhaps he could have tried to adjust his status with a waiver. But when you're going down to the immigration service for routine interviews without a lawyer, this is the stuff that happens in the United States of Donald Trump.
Although he got deported multiple times?
He got deported, yes, because I'm now basing this on the story. Immigration laws changed in 1996. So if you got caught at the border prior to April of 1996 and you were sent home, you had a 1 year order of exclusion. There's no such thing as exclusion anymore. So, the first thing an immigration lawyer looks at is, when was this deportation happening? So he was ordered excluded at the border in 1993. He stayed out of the country for 2 years. The requirement was stay out for 1 year. So he complied with whatever rules he was supposed to do, then came back to the United States again, was ordered deported a second time, and never left.
Right.
So in essence, he was just living here with an order of deportation and never left the country. Versus if this was done in 2010 or 2015 or any time after 1996, and you came into the border and you got, it's now called summary exclusion.
Summary exclusion.
Right. You then can't be back for 5 years. If you come back within 5 years of that summary exclusion, now you've committed a crime. That's the difference.
So, and this is something that you could have handled.
It is something that we possibly could have handled, especially when I see that he was married to a U.S. citizen. So that's what's happening in Los Angeles.
All right, no problem.
The House. This is also what's happening in the news.
What else is happening in the news, Bradford H.
Are you interested? You're not interested in the news?
Am I interested in what's happening in the news that Kimberly sent?
Yes.
You want my honest feedback?
No, you're not interested at all. I can see that on your face. All right, but you know what?
It's not fun. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry it's not fun. Yeah, but this is important stuff. The House.
I didn't say it wasn't important.
Okay.
I just said it was that fun.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry that not.
I want stuff that is fun and important.
Okay. So, well, here's something that's
like, for example, Trump requests 10,000 ICE officers in Long Island speech.
Okay, we know
that's
about
not fun, but it's interesting. Very interesting.
I will tell you what is very interesting. Okay, the House has approved $788 billion for the Pentagon to start building a wall between the United States and Mexico. What can we do with that $788 billion besides build a wall that nobody is going to prevent nobody from entering the United States?
I could say right now, you haven't even started. I could probably listen to an hour show of just you listing things that we could have done with that money.
What could we have done?
I mean,
what could you do with $788
billion? What could the U.S. government do, Kyle, if you were the president of the United States?
I was the president.
You were the president of the United States, and you have $788 billion. And they said, okay, we can mix concrete and build a wall that will stop nobody. What else can we do? Can we help poverty? Can we feed a lot of people?
If I was the president and I had
can we reduce people's taxes?
$88 billion. I'm giving black people reparations.
You're giving black people reparations.
That's what I'm spending this.
SMG one is back.
SMG. Wow,
SMG one is back.
You had a lot of conversation with SMG one then.
He wanted reparations.
He wanted everything.
I don't want everything. Yeah. I don't need mules.
You don't need mules. He wanted everything. Yeah. And Spielberg Jr., what would you do with the $788 billion?
He'll do the same thing, repatriation.
Repatriation, yes.
I would keep
to the American Indian.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people.
There's a lot of ethnic groups that want repatriation. Yeah,
correct.
I'd probably keep the construction workers or whoever he has on payroll to build this current wall and just build it around his house.
Instead of, but you
much less.
You would have a lot less money.
Much taller wall, though.
Much taller wall.
Same amount of concrete.
Okay, our producer Kimberly.
I think I would hire a really good lawyer to try and somehow get Trump deported. Would that be a doable thing?
No.
With $788 billion?
He's a US
surely
citizen.
we can make it happen. If I'm president, actually, I don't need any money. I can just send him off in some sort of cargo container. So I still have money. I would say poverty. I would address poverty in some way, shape, or form.
And squeeze? Ferraris for everybody.
No, I just think that Trump is acting like he's a Lannister.
A Lannister?
Yeah.
Good.
Good
reference.
He's acting like he's a Lannister.
I don't know what
building
the
that
is.
wall that you can't really break down.
Okay, I don't know.
It's like Father Lannister.
He is Cersei.
Built that kingdom that is impenetrable.
He's got the hair.
Right.
So he's built it. Yes. What?
Sorry, I need you to sign in so we can interact on YouTube.
Oh,
change your password.
Squeeze. Continue with the show, please.
Oh, thank you so much for instructing me, man. All right. It's now 14 minutes after 9 o'clock. I'm going to open up the phone lines for everyone to call in with their immigration questions. The number to call is 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-529-5465. 5465. If you have immigration questions on green cards, maybe you have immigration questions on work permits. How do you go about becoming a citizen in the United States? And remember that most of you listening to this show can become a dual citizen. That means you can be a citizen here in the United States without losing your citizenship in your respective country. So take advantage of that by reaching out to us at 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. As they give notes around the room and I wait for that password, just want to say you guys are great. 1-800-529-5465. I do not know why. By the way, folks, we're going off on a tangent for a little. I don't know why Brad keeps all the passwords for himself for his company and don't share them with anyone. And then when anyone needs them, he takes their computer and he signs in.
It would not be a password if everybody knew it.
But everyone
it would be called everyone knows the word.
But everyone needs access.
It wouldn't be called password anymore. A password's supposed to be secret.
Yeah.
It's a secret word.
So you walk around to everyone's desk every day and sign in for them.
I may have to soon.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Brad is very hands-on.
Yeah, so now you all know when he's not answering immigration question what he's doing.
Yes.
1-800-529-5465. You want to do the same thing on your phone and hand me your phone too?
No.
Okay, all right, so I won't be able to see. 1-800-529-5465. Okay.
There's the password.
Anybody on whatchamacallit can just zoom in and see it, everything, and just, get it all done.
Get it all done. All right. Now Putin can take over the show when he wants. And all of a sudden we're going to be listening. We're going to be doing the Brad Squeeze show, and we're going to be like 12 people online. We're doing our thing. We're answering our questions, and then all of a sudden,
For Mother Russia.
and then and then all of a sudden we're going to get like patriotic Russian music.
You want to know
popping.
something? You want to know something that's a whole lot more interesting to every one of you in this room? And a lot of us we're taking it for a joke, and it's not a joke. Kyle is not a joke. Daniel is not a joke. Kimberly is not a joke. Brad is not a joke. This is very serious. North Korea officially has said that their missiles can now reach the United States and wipe us out.
Yeah. Okay. But that's not what our show's about. So
it's not what our show is about, but we may not be here in the next 5 minutes.
I think we'll be here in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah. So I'm simply saying, what are we doing about a country that could just push a button and wipe us out? And a madman at that.
I don't know. I don't understand why they just can't go and assassinate him, and then it's all over. That to me would make the most sense, right?
Based on every movie I've ever seen, there's always another guy to take his place.
Is that it? There's
always going to be
another chubby Korean guy.
Kim Jong Trace. It never ends.
Dos, Trace, Quattro.
All the way up.
Well, and I think that they're waiting for the country to collapse on itself. Like at one point.
Well, no,
right?
China. That's the reason why China is not doing anything. Because China doesn't want the country to collapse on itself. So the other theory is that if the world gets together and puts sanctions on North Korea, they're going to basically starve them out. The country will collapse on itself. But China doesn't want that because that would cause, like how the Syrians all came into Europe, it would cause a refugee crisis into China. So China is willing to allow North Korea to have nuclear weapons to avoid having a refugee crisis of people coming into China because they don't want to take care of these people. So that's where we seem to have a problem with China.
And now we may have another Hitler in the region. Wow.
The refugee thing is an issue everywhere, it seems. My girlfriend just got back from Turkey, and she says even over there, it's, obviously it's a lot closer than we are, but sometimes I feel like Americans think that we are the only ones with the immigration problems and, the refugee thing, but it's literally worldwide.
Yeah.
1-800-529-5465. This is the Brad and Squeeze Show, so we'll be back and forth with topical and current issues as we jump off our show at 9 a.m. and 12 noon each and every single day. Show is getting a little bit more interesting.
Let's go to John.
We're going to go to John right after I take 15 seconds to tell you that we are on social media. On my Facebook page, it's David Squeeze Annakie. Like, follow, and subscribe. On Brad's Facebook page, it's Brad Bernstein. Like, follow, and subscribe. On Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein, it's just that. The Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein. Like, follow, and subscribe. YouTube, it's Spar and Bernstein. John called 1-800-529-5465. So let's go to John and ask him what is his immigration question.
John.
Yes.
Johnny.
John.
Johnny.
Yes.
What's up?
Here I am.
What's up?
Yeah, I have a cousin. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening to you, Johnny.
Yes, I have a cousin who's been here since she was 8 years old. she's now in her 40s, and she has 3 kids born here. What would be her status? She doesn't have any papers at all.
Well, her status is a mother who's out of status. She's a mother of U.S. citizen children who's out of status. You don't get, you don't get a green card because you give birth in America. So we got to figure out how she can get a green card. I don't have the answer. Where's the father of these children? Let's start with that. That's where you always start with. Where's the dad of these children?
They have been separated.
Okay, and the dad does not want to help the family at all or anything. There's no like marriage or potential like that. All right. So now this woman. So now the question basically is, how does this woman get a green card? She has 3 kids here. So the short answer is having 3 kids here doesn't give you a green card. Now that doesn't mean that. And the reason they do that is they don't want people to come here, give birth, and then all of a sudden get a green card. So they make it that your children have to be over 21 before they can file for you. That's the reason why your children have to be over 21, because they're trying to avoid people coming here, getting pregnant, giving birth, and then that's the gateway to get a green card. I don't have an answer for you. I don't know enough about this woman. But what I would suggest is that she make an appointment to come see us, and we do help a lot of people here, and I'm pretty good in my consultations, and we try to figure things out for them. So hold on 1 second. All right, hold on 1 second. I think that person just needs an appointment.
1-800-529-5465. What are y'all waiting for? This is how you get things done. You act, okay? Get a tan. Get a tan. Everybody, take action now, okay?
I never heard that.
That's why you have squeeze.
Yes.
Get a tan. Take action now, all right?
All right.
1-800-529-5465. Let's get back to the lines.
ABC, always be taking calls.
Always be closing.
Always be, no, on our radio show, it's always be taking calls. Dahlia.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'd like to file for my adult daughter and her son, which will be 21 next year. But do I need to be a citizen first?
No. No, as long as they're not married, you should file as a permanent resident. It'll be faster.
Okay. And as working as a nanny classified as a job, like
it is classified as a job. You make an income and you provide a service. It's a job. Absolutely.
Okay then.
All right. Hold on 1 second if you need help.
All right. Once again, Brad and Squeeze Show. We're popping questions right now. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. Remember to opt in or opt out when you get that message. All right. They all know what I'm talking about. 1-800-529-5465. Let's go.
Tracy Ann.
Yes. Good afternoon. I'm asking you a question. How much for file for 2 kids, 16 and 9-year-old?
Who's filing for them?
My husband.
Your husband? It's $535 per application. Where are the children?
They're in Jamaica.
Yeah, so you file 2 separate I-130 visa petitions, and each visa petition, you're going to pay the government $535 for the I-130.
Okay. And I'm asking you the next question.
Yes.
I was coming up a step last week, Monday, and the step have hole in it, and my slippers itch, and it have grill. And I was holding on the grill, and like my foot itch, and then never drop, and then I'm trying to drop on my hand, so I end up that's I don't lick my face, so I end up drop on my hand.
Is this she's talking about she hurt herself somehow? How did you hurt yourself?
Yes.
I don't understand. Say it again.
I swelled my hand.
What happened? You
I fell.
You fell where?
I fell coming up the steps.
What steps?
A daycare step.
A daycare step? What did you fall on? Did you fall? What was on the step that caused you to fall?
The step have a hole in it by the 2 sides.
Okay. So, and you hurt yourself?
Yes, my knee chipped and my hand swelled.
All right, hold on 1 second. I'm going to have you speak to our personal injury department. We will hold on 1 second, and you know,
we'll do an analysis.
We'll do an analysis, but you know, with falls, we're going to have to send somebody out to that place, take pictures, and see what the defect is that caused her to fall. But it certainly sounds like she possibly has a case. Hopefully, she feels better soon. But we can definitely help.
You know what she means when she says her knee chip?
What does that mean?
You don't know what it means.
No.
When her knee chip.
It's cut.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, you know.
I got to check up on your patois.
Yeah. You see, chip to me.
Have you ever gone to Wiki Patois?
No.
Okay.
Chip to me would mean that I actually broke something.
No. No, that's not what she meant. I mean, she chip our knee.
Got it. Juliana.
Juliana, how you doing?
Hi, hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to you too.
Yes. I'm speaking on behalf of my niece for immigration.
Uh-huh.
Yes, she's been in the country for 26 years.
Right.
And she has 2 deportations on her. Mm-hmm. But she got a lawyer and inadmissible, I don't know what they call it, inadmissible. She paid the penalty. And the judge waived the first deportation, but she forgot she had the other deportation. So they did not mention that. So the immigration wrote a letter to her that she has another deportation and only the judge can remove that. What else does she have to do now?
She has to make a motion to reopen that deportation case. She's like that pastor who we just talked about. Did you listen to the show from the beginning?
No.
Okay. So in the beginning, excuse me, something caught in my throat.
Yeah, sure.
In the beginning of our show, we talked about this beloved Los Angeles pastor who was detained by ICE, who was going to immigration interviews with an order of deportation, and then they just arrested him. And now his church is up in arms and is protesting that they shouldn't deport this beloved pastor who may be a fantastic pastor, but was not smart enough to go seek legal advice before he just decided to go to the immigration service. So you can't. So this woman has a order of deportation, a warrant for her arrest. If she were to show up at immigration, probably the same thing that would happen to this beloved LA pastor would happen to her as well. They would arrest her and deport her. So she needs to go to a lawyer now, and what she needs to do is try to reopen her deportation case. And that's where I step in. So hold on one second. She should do nothing else other than come see me. All right?
No, nothing but call one guy.
Correct. Call one guy.
Just call one guy.
There's only one guy to
Just
call.
call one guy.
That is true. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's my new tagline.
Just call one guy. All right?
We need that raspy voice for that too.
Yeah, call one guy.
Just call one guy.
There's only one guy you need to call.
Brad.
Right. You know, the beloved LA pastor, had he called Brad, probably would not be facing
Just call one guy.
deportation at this moment.
All right.
Right. Had the House called me, the House of Representatives called me, Brad, to ask what to do with $788 billion, we came up with a lot of other better uses of it for the wall that is being built.
What would you spend that on, Brad?
Myself. I would just pamper myself forever. All right, 1-800-529.
That sounds very selfish.
I know, I'm making a joke. 1-800-529-5465.
I don't think it's funny.
What?
I don't think it's funny.
I thought it was a little funny.
No, it's not funny. No, it's not funny. You spent it just on yourself,
Just
dude?
myself, yes. 1-800.
No. You got to correct that, man.
I bet you.
No, as we would say, you better come correct. You better come correct, man. Come on.
Come on. Stop using words in bad context.
No, it's not. No, that's street lingo.
That's not street lingo.
It is street lingo.
All right, so that brings us to 30-minute mark.
If you run up on me in the streets and you say that you're going to come at me, I say, listen, dude, you better come correct.
All right. USA Credit Repair. All right, USA Credit Repair. Are we doing any sort of 30 on 30? Because we're at the 30-minute mark.
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to anybody who'll listen to me.
I'm concentrating on page 23.
Okay.
You concentrate on page 21.
So USA Credit Repair is our proud sponsors here. They're the ones who bring you the Brad and Squeeze Show, bring you the information that we're providing. If you have immigration questions or any legal issues, they're the ones who provide the entertainment that Squeeze provides here. They're the ones that provide the entertainment that Brad provides here, that all our cast of other people on our show provide here. It's USA Credit Repair's responsible for this because of it. They're the ones who ultimately pay the bill for this radio station.
Yep.
Right? So if it was not for USA...
And I'm reminded every week about that.
So if it was not for USA Credit Repair, the show would not exist. Mm-hmm. Now, what does USA Credit Repair do? USA Credit Repair repairs your credit. They give you better credit. You know, it's sometimes the marketing, you're not sure what it does. Like, for example...
When it says repair your credit.
Yeah, like, for example, like, you know, the people who started Target, for example, okay? It could have meant anything, all right? They had to actually make a commercial to tell you what Target does. But USA Credit is actually smarter. They actually tell you in the title of their name what they do. They don't need any taglines because it's USA Credit Repair.
Yep.
They don't need any taglines. It is self-explanatory. If you're calling up USA Credit Repair, you know you're not calling up for a floral delivery. You know that you are not calling up to make reservations at the local bowling alley.
Really?
You are calling up to repair your credit. USA Credit Repair, the telephone number for USA Credit Repair is, should I give the 1-800 number or the 646 number?
Well, if you choose to give them the $99 plan, then you give the 646 number.
If
you choose to have them pay the $1,500, then you give out the 800.
I will give whatever's the cheapest plan that we can give away.
We don't have cheap plans. We have inexpensive
Inexpensive plans.
Yes.
Okay, so for $99, they're going to dispute everything on your credit report to get your credit up within 90 days of money-back guarantee. And the telephone number for the $99 special, which you only get through the Brad and Squeeze show. If you do not get the $99 through the Brad and Squeeze show, my name is not Brad. Squeeze's name is not Squeeze. That's how confident we are.
That's how confident.
That's how confident we are that you will get the $99 plan. They will dispute everything. It's not they'll dispute a couple of things and then you got to pay more. No, they're going to dispute everything. For $99, 90-day money-back guarantee, and you only get this deal through the Brad and Squeeze show, and you only get this deal by calling a special number that's given out at the Brad and Squeeze show. So take this number down for USA Credit Repair. The telephone number is 646-200-5881. That's 646-200-5881. That is the number for USA Credit Repair for their special $99 deal. They will dispute everything on your credit report, and they guarantee to get your credit up in 90 days. 646-200-5881. 646-200-5881. 646-200-5881. 646-200-5881.
You sound like that guy Squeeze on the radio, man. That's
I've been with that guy Squeeze for 20 years. He's rubbed off on me
that
after
guy,
a while.
man. You know. But anyway, let's get to the SMG segment, social media guy segment. Of course, he's going to be asking some questions right here on the Brad and Squeeze show. But remember, proudly sponsoring this show happens to be that good company, USA Credit Repair. No jokes. All right, no, it's just very straightforward. If you have bad credit, if your score is below 700, you have bad credit. So the next, how many people? 99 people?
99 people.
That calls this number, they will work on your credit for only $99 to start. That's it. But you've got to call before the show ends at 10.
It's the $99 deal at the 30-minute mark.
There you go. So call 646 200
what it is.
5881. Brad's giving the special 646-200-5881. So when you step in his office, tell him thanks. 646-200-5881. SMG, wake up. Come on, man.
All right, this is a interesting question. I'm submitting the I-130, I-130A, I-131, I-864, I-765, and I-485. Please tell me the amount to be on the check to be made payable to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security for adjustment of status by my U.S. husband.
$1,760.
All right, we have a three-part question. I was recently married to a U.S. citizen, but he doesn't want to file for my daughters, so he doesn't have to assume financial responsibility. How soon will I be able to apply for her?
The day you get your conditional green card.
My daughter is currently here on summer vacation. Can I have a family member file for guardianship through SIDGE?
Possibly, as long as it was her intention to come up and visit, and then it wasn't her intention to do a SIDGE. But if she's going to be living with a family member, and the family member can demonstrate in a family court proceeding that one or both of the biological parents abandoned that child, or injured that child, or was basically an ineffective parent to that child, then they would strip that parent of his or her guardianship rights. That new relative will become the legal guardian of that child, and and you ask the family court judge to issue a special ruling that it is not in the child's best long-term interest to ever be reunited with the biological parent that either injured, abused, or neglected that child, abandoned that child. Then you can do a SIDGE. But you got to be very careful, because if you do the SIDG, it's like getting married. If you come up on a visitor's visa and then the next week all of a sudden you got somebody doing a guardianship, immigration's going to say, wait a second, did somebody send this child up just to do this? It really have to demonstrate it's an abandoned child. So come in and see us first before you do anything.
And they also want to know, what's the cost to file for guardianship?
It's on an hourly basis. That's how family court lawyers work and divorce lawyers work. So it depends on how many hours we work on your case, whether 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours. Again, when you come in, we'll figure it out.
Good morning. If you're married to a U.S. citizen for 2 years and they did not file for you, can you do anything to obtain a green card?
You can get divorced and marry someone who's going to love you and want to help you. You can demonstrate if you have been physically abused or extreme emotional abuse. Or find a third way, which I don't know off the top of my head, but you would have to come and talk to me and we can try to figure it out.
And our final question, I heard that the form shouldn't be stapled. Is that true?
True.
Okay.
Form should be stapled.
Would that really negate all of your paperwork if you stapled your forms together?
No, it's fine. Just make sure that if you're putting it in a paper clip or something, that you make sure that you have your name just right on the top of your name and very small on all the forms, so in case they get separated, there's no issue on whose this is.
Thus concludes.
Thus concludes. All right. Well, my session had broken due to the wonderful internet we have here. But hey, so let's get back to the lines. 1-800-529-5465. 24 minutes before the hour of 10 on the AM. Let's rock and roll.
Well, Squeeze, we don't have anybody on hold right now, but this would be a perfect time to tell everybody about page 23.
I don't like being told to tell about page 23.
Then we don't have to do it at all.
I'll do it when it's appropriate.
Okay, that's fine.
1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, make the call right now. Now, you were speaking to that lady earlier this morning. All right? Well, I mean, about her injury, about walking up the steps of a daycare center.
Right.
Because of probably, more than likely, some hole that was there that the daycare...
Well, it depends what the hole was.
Okay.
So we've had situations where the hole was very tiny, and it's called de minimis. De minimis, which is a legal term that says it's so small that you can't expect somebody, why don't you open your eyes and look where you're walking, lady? And that case would probably be thrown out. If it's a much bigger hole or a much bigger hazard, then that would survive any sort of summary judgment against you, and you would probably proceed to a trial and have a jury determine whether you should have been aware that hole existed, whether you were looking the right way, walking properly. Sometimes we have to bring an engineer in to take a look at the stairway to say whether it was built properly or not. And then ultimately, if we're able to show that it was the stairway that caused your injuries, it wasn't that you weren't looking properly or you were racing down the stairs, or because in every slip and fall, the defense is, well, you should have been looking where you're walking. Mm-hmm. While you're not looking where you're walking. So if we're able to get over that hump, then it becomes, what is the extent of your injuries? And the extent of your injuries are, if it's literally a chip, which in patois means I cut my knee, obviously it would not be worth fighting over,
right,
because what is the value of a cut on a knee?
Right.
There is no value to it.
And people really need to think about it.
Right. There is no value to a cut on a knee. If, on the other hand, you broke your kneecap, there's a value to broken bones.
Right.
There's a value to, I hurt my back and I have to go to physical therapy, or even worse, I hurt my back or I hurt my leg and I need a surgery. Now there is a value to that case. Now it's worth fighting to determine who's at fault. Was this, and then the next question is when did this hole happen? Did this hole happen 10 seconds before this woman fell? Because if it happened 10 seconds before this woman fell, how could you expect the school, the daycare center, to go fix something that happened 10 seconds earlier? It's like a snow and ice case. We're in the middle of the summer right now, but snow and ice cases, you slip on ice, you slip on snow. The general rule is, the landowner has 24 hours to shovel away the snow and the ice after the last snowfall. So whenever anybody comes to us and they say, we slipped on ice, we slipped on snow, we go look at the weather report. When did it stop snowing? And if it stops snowing more than 24 hours after you fell, and now you tore your ACL, which happened several of our clients last winter, now you have a case. Now there's times when you slipped and fell, people slipped and fell in a parking lot in the middle of a snowstorm. Well, how could you expect a landowner to do anything? It's snowing. Now you're walking at your own risk. So that's the slip and falls. That's kind of generally how they all fall out, so to speak. But
I just wanted to get to something, and this is what I was alluding to, and I want people to really listen. People, a lot of people out there, Brad, and I know you don't like me using the term ignorance, so I'm not going to use that term. A lot of people do not know, all right, what the value of a personal injury case is. But I want for you to clear it up that if they do not go to the right attorney, which in my opinion happens to be the law offices of Spar Bernstein's personal injury department, they may not get the maximum compensation because they just went to Joe Blow, okay, because they're an attorney. A lot of people don't know the value of the case. For example, people fall off of construction site. Then they just go to the guy down the block who doesn't know much about handling construction cases. People have like, for example, the people that was on the Staten Island ferry. You remember that major incident?
Yes.
Okay. All right. They went. Well, that was a huge case anyway. But what I'm saying is, if you get into an accident like that, you want a law office like Spar Bernstein. You understand what I'm saying? Major accidents, you want a major or a good attorney to handle such cases. Attorneys that understand these cases. It's very, very important that you, for lack of a better term, choose your weapons carefully.
Well, you asked me what is the value of a
Yes.
case.
Mm-hmm.
There's three components that really go in when you say, well, okay, how much is my case worth?
Right.
Okay. The first component is how much insurance does this person have or company have or organization have that you're going to sue for your injuries.
Right.
So let's say you get into a car accident, and most people's car insurance are either $25,000 or $100,000. So you could be horrifically hurt, but if the maximum insurance against the car that you're going against is $100,000, for all intents and purposes, your case is worth $100,000 in some horrific accident because there's no additional money to go after.
Right.
Okay. So one thing is the value, which is the amount of the insurance. You get into a car accident, for example, with a city-owned vehicle. Well, the city has unlimited money. So now the value of your case could be substantially more. If you get into an accident with a Rolls-Royce Phantom, presumably the person driving the Rolls-Royce Phantom has a lot more insurance than $100,000, and presumably also has money in the bank that if they're underinsured. Versus you get into an accident with a 1981 Nissan with 200,000 miles on it. That person probably has $25,000 insurance or $100,000 insurance and probably does not have much money in the bank or other assets. So you're stuck with the value of whatever that insurance is. The second component is, what are my economic losses?
Yep.
Your economic losses is, what is my lost income from work?
Salary.
How much did I have to pay out of pocket for my medical expenses? What are my future medical expenses looking at? What are my future life care expenses looking at? Let's say you are in a construction accident and you're in a horrific construction accident. Okay? You may never be able to go back to work again. You've had 6, 7 surgeries on your leg. How are you going to be able to go lift heavy things and do heavy things? Your work is done as a construction worker. Now the next question becomes are you able to get any desk job? Well, you know what? I have an 8th grade education or 9th grade education or a high school education. I don't know how to use a computer. You're not going to be able to sit at a desk and do much. So now basically the value of your case is your lost earning potential for 15, 20, 25 years, whatever it is, until you are absolutely ready to be retired. Plus, what is your life care plans for that? In other words, you have 8, 9 broken legs. You're going to need physical therapy in the future. Maybe you're going to need somebody to help you in and out of bed. Maybe you're going to need somebody to drive you back and forth to the doctor.
Exactly.
All of that goes into the value of what is your lost economic earnings. What is your in terms of medical, in terms of life care, in terms of what is your lost income.
And that's the reason why you need the personal injury department at Spar and Bernstein to do a complete analysis of all of this, rather than just giving your case to just any guy.
That is correct.
Or because somebody says, yeah, man, go to this man, you get me a couple of grand. And the other thing also, Brad, and I'm going to say this, and many of you you're going to get pissed off. A lot of you really don't know, and I'm saying it, what money really is. Because someone might walk up to you and said, well, you know, the guy down the block can get you 20 grand, you know. And you, in your mind, okay, think that that's a lot of money for your case. When in reality, you probably could have gotten $1 million.
You don't
Fact.
know.
So you don't know. So you want to go to a guy that is as knowledgeable as the law offices of Spar and Bernstein. Now, I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying you don't know. That's not your forte. So you got to go to a law firm that knows it. I mean, some guy's going to tell you, yeah, you can get 20 grand. And you're like, wow, that's a lot of money. When in reality, it's not a lot of money for your case.
It's not.
I've seen that. How many times have you settled cases where people are shocked the amount of money they got, right?
Hundreds and hundreds, millions
Exactly.
of dollars, right. And
They're
now
like, what? A million what? Is that a million in the U.S. or Jamaican?
There's a last component which actually feeds right into you.
Yeah.
Because we talked about what is the value of the insurance. Mm-hmm. What is the value of my lost economic potential?
Yeah.
What is the my life care plans for the future and everything else? Mm-hmm. And then there's one last thing.
What's that?
What can your lawyer do to convince a jury how much your pain and suffering is worth? That is where now the difference is, because you can't put a value on pain and suffering.
No, you can't.
Okay, so what is the value of your case? What 6 jurors say it is in terms of your pain and suffering. Mm-hmm. You can put a value on how much income you lost. You can put a value on what is my life care plan for the future. You can know exactly how much insurance you're dealing with. Mm-hmm. But what the wild card is when a lawyer goes to court and a lawyer is going to go in front of a jury and look at 6 people in the eye, 6 people from your community, from your county, mm-hmm. and say, give this person millions of dollars. Give this person hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars for their pain and suffering. And this is the pain and suffering that they have suffered in the past. This is the pain and suffering that they're suffering presently. This is the pain and suffering that they're going to have in the future. And they lay it out, A, B, C, D. And they have a jury, and they look the jury in the eye, and they say, give this person millions of dollars. Will that lawyer convince the jury, those 6 people, to give you millions of dollars? That is the difference between a good lawyer, a great lawyer, and a poor lawyer.
And that's what I'm trying to say.
Because a poor lawyer is going to be petrified to go to court and is going to settle your case. And the insurance companies know that. And a good lawyer will go to court and may convince a few people one way and may convince a few people the other way. And a great lawyer is going to go to court and he's going to look the jurors in the eye and say, give my client millions of dollars. Look at what my client went through.
That's it.
That is what a good personal injury lawyer does. And if you think we're good personal injury lawyers, and I'm also a very good immigration lawyer, but if you think we're good personal injury lawyers too, then you should be saving our number, Squeeze.
Absolutely. Let me give out that number. Once again, folks, the number is 1-800-529-5465. And it's no bullcrap, people. You notice how we're a little bit different today? We're being very serious because people are making some silly mistakes out there. And we don't want that happening to you. 1-800-529-5465. Then your friend is going to be like, you should have went to Bernstein. You know you should have went to Bernstein. Right. You should have went to Bernstein. All you need is one guy. All you need to do is just call one guy. One guy. That's all you need. 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Dial the number. Listen to me carefully. Dial the number now. 1-800-529-5465. Let it ring for exactly 15 seconds. After it rings, someone answers. Just say, I just saved the number for Spar and Bernstein. Here's the number. 1-800-529-5465. Stand by, Norman. We're coming at you. Stand by, my namesake, David. We're coming at you. But I want everybody to show Brad and Squeeze and the rest of the family here that you're saving the number. 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. And not only that, in the capacity of law, remember, you get arrested, you need Spar and Bernstein. Ask about their criminal defense department with Paul Hirsch, Jacob, and of course David Moreno. Also, family law, child support, divorce, custody, and a whole lot more. 1-800-529-5465. And tax law. Yes, you need them too. You got tax issues? 1-800-529-5465. But what I'm pontificating today is personal injury. You get hurt, you need Spar and Bernstein.
Especially serious accidents.
Especially serious
construction accidents.
Yep. Make the call. 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. Make that call. Let's get back to the board.
David, your namesake,
Yep.
is on the phone. David.
Yeah.
What's up, David?
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Yeah, I just called to find out. I have 2 kids in Jamaica. I would like to know the total price for file to them to come to America.
How old are your children?
I think one is 28 and one is 32.
All right, so you're going to pay $535 for each of those I-130 visa petitions. 2 separate I-130 is going to be $535 each. That's what the government fee is. Then you're going to wait 6-7 years. I don't know what the fees will be in 6-7 years from now for their green cards at the U.S. Embassy. The National Visa Center will charge you a fee. The U.S. Embassy will have fees in terms of getting a medical examination done, and then you have to pay to have your green card mailed to you. So you gotta estimate that each child, just in government fees to file for a child in another country, will be approximately $1,000 or a little more. But you're starting with $535.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And if you're asking me what is my legal fee, I can't tell you what my legal fee is off the top of my head. And the reason the reason is 2 reasons. One is I can't, I'm not selling refrigerators here, so it's not like the refrigerator is $9.99, and I'm selling my time. Right. What a lawyer does is you're buying a lawyer's time. So when you buy a lawyer's time, when you meet with me, I figure out how much time I got to spend with you, and then I can give you a fee.
Okay.
All right. So hold on 1 second.
Once again, folks, the number is 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-529-5465. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, you reach out to the law offices of Spar and Bernstein. Let's take another call, Brad.
Norman.
Yes, Brad.
What's
up? Yeah, I'm calling just to find out something about if somebody gets deported for drugs and their family member die up here, and if they're already 14 years out of the country, can they come back?
No. You're saying could they come back for the funeral?
Yes.
Anything is possible. You could always try to get a visitor's visa and a waiver, but by the time the waiver gets approved, the body will be buried. And I doubt that they would even approve the waiver. So so yes, is there a pathway to do it? Yes. Is it a realistic pathway? No.
So it can be done, but the person will be buried by that time.
Right, and it's unlikely they would give the waiver, but because the waivers take weeks and weeks and weeks to get, and you're not going to hold the body, for 6-8 weeks to bury it to wait for this person whether or not he'll get a waiver or not.
Okay.
All right.
All right then. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
And thanks for tuning in. All right.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right.
All right.
Bye.
1-800-529-5465. Once again, folks, this is the Brad and Squeeze Show. Remember to check us out this afternoon. All right. You're going to be catching us at noon. And then, of course, for the rest of the afternoon, you're going to catch us here and there.
Share.
Yeah. And remember to share.
Sharing is caring.
When was the last time you shared something with me, Brad?
About 2 minutes before we got on the radio.
What?
I shared with you Gabby's page on Instagram.
Yes, you did?
Yes.
I wished you would share actually what she shared with me.
Yes.
That was very interesting.
Yes, it was. Mm-hmm. And what else have I shared with you recently?
Nothing.
Really? No. Nothing. You know what?
I notice I don't get any calls on the weekends anymore. I really feel left out.
But I still like your stuff on Instagram.
Occasionally.
Yes. I saw you on your Peloton.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Working out with your great view of downtown. Someone
sent me something and said, couldn't you be working out something else? You know him too, Everett.
Oh.
Knucklehead. Such a knucklehead.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Exactly. That's why I haven't seen him. Crazy guy.
Yeah.
Kyle, what were you working out this weekend?
Nothing.
Nothing, man? You still got a haircut?
No, I did not get a haircut.
Yes, you did.
It looks
you absolutely did.
Then you put my hand to my head.
Then you put you put something in your hair.
No.
It just looks too coiffed.
Yeah.
It's very coiffed. Coiffed.
Oh, coiffed.
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 Right? You look very coiffed today.
Never used that.
Like almost like he's going to ask somebody to marry him today.
No.
Right? That's how he looks today.
I hope
Like
your girlfriend's listening.
right,
Did
like
you
he
just
look-
say no resoundingly?
He looks like he's going to ask someone to get married.
What if your girlfriend walked up to you and said, "Will you marry me?" What would you say?
No,
You've been with her
just now.
You've been with her
no.
for 10 years. She walks up to you and she says, "Kyle, will you marry me?"
And I'll be like, I think we should see other people.
Oh wow!
After a decade? Oh, that is cold.
Oh.
After 30 years, what's 10 not getting married?
Wow, you are cold,
Savage.
cold.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know what?
that's cold.
You know what? You should not have coiffed your hair today.
Brad,
You're giving her
what
the
if
wrong
your
idea.
what if your current person that you're dating,
Yes.
wonderful lady that
Yes.
I've met recently, is dating, walked up to you
Why are
and
you
said,
putting me? Why are you putting me?
oh, yeah, you know, walked up to you and
That's
said,
good.
"Bradford, will you marry me?" What would you say?
I would say yes one day, but not today. How's that for an answer?
How's that for being a damn attorney?
That's pretty good. That was good.
We have social media
This
questions.
works.
All right,
All right,
let's
let's
do
pop
social
it.
media.
That's good, man. I'm gonna
I
use
like
that
that,
one. That's a good one.
Right.
I have DACA since 2012. We filed my AOS through my U.S. citizen spouse. We had our interview last Friday. Everything went well and about to approve our case. But the officer asked me what happened with 2007. I got arrested for driving without a license. I forgot to disclose it when I was 14 and it never came up with my DACA. The officer said she understands and will talk to her supervisor. I went to your office Saturday and Nicole helped me get the certified disposition. Do you think USCIS will deny my application?
I don't. Well, anything is possible. They shouldn't, because you could only be denied for a knowing misrepresentation. You knowingly misrepresented a fact and then that fact that you misrepresent has to have a direct effect on the outcome of your case. First of all, based on what you just said in your comment here, that you didn't knowingly try to misrepresent something. You literally forgot about driving without a license when you were 14. Even if you tried to shield that information from the Immigration Service, it happened when you were 14, it would have absolutely no bearing on whether or not you can adjust your status or not. So based on those two issues or things or principles, if you submit the disposition, if they follow the law, but if the Immigration Service follows the law, you should get your green card. Now, if they deny you, that means they're not following the law. But guess what? You already met with Nicole. She's a pretty good lawyer. She's actually a very good lawyer. And we will get that changed and get you your green card.
All right, I don't understand the poverty guidelines. What determines family size? I have 2 kids. Neither of them live with me or my husband.
How many people are dependent on your taxes or live in your home?
Suppose I submit a joint affidavit of support. I don't need it. Would that affect the process?
You don't need something, you submit it anyway, it doesn't affect it.
Hey, Brad, if I had a Social Security from high school that had a, let me just say SS. I don't even know if that stands
Social
for
Security.
All right, I had an SS
Or
from
the
school.
Nazi police, one or the other.
I had an SS from
Yes.
school that had a restriction, not valid for employment. Can I get the same card with the restrictions removed?
Yes,
in the event?
you're going to get the same number.
1-800-529-5465.
My question is for the lawyer. My friend's fiance gave her a phone and both of them used the same plan, but all of a sudden her message keeps going to his phone and she feels he has been violated by her. She wants to know if she can make an appointment to come see the lawyer.
Somebody's listening to her messages. She needs an appointment to go to
But
AT&T.
they both have the same
Not the
plan.
lawyer.
Yeah, but
she needs to go to AT&T and get off the plan. That's what she
You
needs
both
to do.
you're both on the same plan.
Yeah. All right. What's next?
How long does it take after you get a divorce to get married in New York City?
The next day.
And Lisa wants to know, or not Lisa, Nicola wants to know, so if North Korea nukes us, there's no point in getting my citizenship.
That is true.
Because they wipe America out,
That
and
is
I'll
true.
just have more money to die with.
So let's make sure it doesn't happen.
That is true. Okay, so then you should keep a green card. But whoever survives the nuclear war, I would think you would want to be a citizen. You would not want to have a green card, because
You never know.
You never know. So you see, I disagree. I think after you're believing that we're going to be all gone. There are going to be some people who are left over after the nuclear war. You want to be a citizen.
Legal. The proceeding was informational only.
Legal.
Specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easily remembered, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LawLink. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LawLink. That's 1-800-529-5465.